The mystery continues in Egypt. The pyramidal capstone remains a mystery. Where is it? What was it made of? Hang on, everybody. We're here with UFO Proof, and he's got some insight. Thanks for joining us right now, Kyle.
Hey, Blake, Brent, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. And right now, you've sent us some pictures that we're going to be referencing throughout this discussion of the pyramidal cap. What was it made out of? Where it's now? If it ever existed? All this. Let's get started.
Thank you. Well, it's interesting that you brought up the fact that where is it now? No one knows. It's been missing for thousands of years. They're not even sure if it existed. There's a bunch of different theories what was actually on top of the Great Pyramid. So far through my research, I found about 3 different stories relating to the capstone on the Great Pyramid. The first one that most people are going to know about is that it was made of entirely of gold, which I think is really interesting. Gold may help amplify some kind of telepathic abilities that people might have, which is why kings may have wore crowns of gold and other reasons like that. There was an inventor, a British inventor, who actually climbed to the top of the Great Pyramid, and he had a bottle of wine with him, and he ended up feeling a kind of charge when he took a sip of wine. And so he moistened a newspaper and wrapped it around the wine bottle and held it above his head, and sparks came out of it. Sir Simeons, the inventor, realized that there was some power that was being generated from the pyramid, which leads into another story of what else might have been on top of the Great Pyramid, which is a pyramid of crystal, which I think is really interesting, Blake, because if it was in fact charging up, if the pyramid could make a charge, if you had a pyramidal made entirely of crystal, it could be producing all kinds of amazing effects. I mean, it could be beaming out beams of light or lasers or radiation. It could be used to flash any color of light. It could be red, blue, green, purple, whatever. It could be signaling. You might be able to, it could be some kind of phosphorescent crystal, which would absorb light throughout the day, like a glowing material. Like when you have something that glows in your house, you turn the lights on and it absorbs the light, and then you turn it off and you can see it glow. Well, just like that, and perhaps glowing the crystal the entire time, causing it to glow. Another interesting thing, just because you would see that from miles and miles away, even at night. I mean, that would be that would be really interesting. Another one that I heard, and this one by far is the most interesting, is that the pyramidal was made of beryllium. That is a metal that was discussed by Plato. Atlanteans were known to use. So there's actually a legend that the capstone on top of the Great Pyramid was made of beryllium, this rare metal that comes from Atlantis. I'm not even sure if beryllium exists or if they've classified that as anything, but I think that's really fascinating that there's a connection between Egypt and Atlantis being the pyramidal made from beryllium.
The theory that the pyramidal cap doesn't even exist and what it was made out of is what people are trying to figure out. And the theory is that either it was made of gold, crystal, or other materials that are not known to man is basically the mystery that we need to solve. And I'm wondering if there was some kind of excavation, some kind of archaeologist about 100 to maybe 500 years ago that have removed it and it's in somebody's archive. Imagine if it was some kind of battery device and it's sitting somewhere in some kind of major warehouse.
Well, you got to think, I mean, if it was made of a solid metal, I mean, could you imagine the pure weight of this thing, whether it was made of crystal, beryllium, or gold? I mean, it must have been incredibly heavy and incredibly difficult to maneuver around. And there's actually even a theory that the missing capstone was not a pyramidal at all, but it was in fact a sphere. A researcher by the name of Perez Sanchez said that he thought that it was a sphere on top of the pyramid at one time that represented the Eye of Horus. The diameter was supposed to be like 2,718 royal cubits, which is like 2.7 meters. Would have represented the sun or Sirius, the brightest star in the sky, which was also associated with Isis. And so, I mean, that's another theory. I don't think that the Egyptians would have built a pyramid to have a sphere on top of it. It seems just incorrect to me, but maybe, I mean, I guess it's a possibility. The fact that this thing's missing, we do have other capstones from other pyramids where we were able to get the intact pyramidal.
Brent's here with us, and he's going to get on the discussion. Brent?
Yeah, it's interesting. We're talking about where the pyramidal cap is. Could it be... There's a big question out there. I'm thinking it could be in somebody's high assets hidden for us that we're never going to see again. Or maybe sometime it could be here on Earth. But the question is, was it something extraterrestrial that took this pyramidal cap away? Is it somewhere else, somewhere in space, in our universe?
Well, I mean, like, think about that. If it's made from some ultra rare material that, I mean, imagine a capstone made of plutonium or something like that. I mean, and who knows what the pyramids were used for? Obviously, we can all agree that they're not tombs. You know, we can agree on this, all right? Now, other people might disagree on what they in fact were. Were they power plants? Were they extraterrestrial communication devices? Were they time machines? You know, I mean, there's a bunch of different theories. I mean, that, you know, we could argue about all day. But whatever is on top of there, if somebody took it out, the thing is that we do have some that still exist. So in my heart, I would hope that it actually does exist. Maybe it does exist in someone's basement. It's locked away in the Cairo Museum, put away for whatever reason, because it's got some weird alien hieroglyph on it, for whatever. I would love to see that, but hopefully it didn't get melted down, which is most likely what probably happened.
The fact is, it is missing, and the mystery is still continuing on a basis that people don't know where it is and what was it made of. So that's the crazy part about it.
Especially because you got a better chance of a UFO being able to remove that cap than us, because it would have been so impossible. Just the logistics of trying to remove that cap would have been so insane. I mean, it would have been very, very difficult. I think it's interesting that, you know, maybe something did happen to it. Maybe something, you know, extraterrestrial did come for it. Like I said, I believe like gold could be used as a amplify, you know, some kind of, it could help amplify telepathic abilities. Maybe what the kings could go down into the chamber and communicate with their gods, so to speak, using this device, using this gold to amplify their you know, telepathic messages. Gold is a really interesting metal, and I think it has a lot to do with, you know, because it's extraterrestrial itself. So for some, it just seems like the aliens seem to be very interested in this material for some reason. At least that's the stories I've heard.
We're going to leave it up to you out there. What do you think happened to the pyramidal caps? Because there is a lot of theories out there, and I think we delved at least into 3 of them that make a lot of sense. But I'm kind of betting on the crystals, in my opinion, that it was something to draw the light from miles and miles away. But you never know. Leave your opinions. I want to get your thoughts. And I want to thank Kyle from UFO Proof for joining us right here at Third Phase Moon. Thanks for the insight.
Yeah, no problem, Blake, Brent. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. And if you captured anything amazing, submit it to us right here at Third Phase Moon. We'll see you again next time. By popular demand, Paul Baird is back with his 3rd album, Third Phase of Moon, The Strangest Things. 12 brand new tracks, heard by millions, on your favorite channel, Third Phase of Moon. Available on iTunes, Amazon, and music streaming services.